In this class, we are learning about micro operations, right? Micro operations are the small operations which are happening inside the control unit. By learning the micro operations, we will learn how the control unit is built, because the very basic part of the control unit, it is about performing the micro operations, right? The job of a control unit is to generate the control signals. Control signals cause the tiny activities inside the processor, or rather the those micro operations, right, are called as micro operations. Those micro operations are happening with the use of the control signals that are provided by the control unit. Now, what are these micro operations? We know a software, right? It is a group of programs. Now, a program is a group of various instructions. Right? Now, to execute a single instruction, there are some set of operations that needs to happen in the background to execute every single instructions. Right? We know that while executing the instruction, the very basic operation that we do are calculating the address of the instruction, then fetching that instruction, decoding that instruction, then calculating the address of the operand, then fetching that operand. If there are multiple operands, we do it, we repeat that process. Then we go with a data operation. Then we identify, or we calculate the address to store the result, and then finally we store the result. And after that we come back for calculating the address of the next instruction. This is what is happening about the individual instruction while it is being executed. But on the processor side, on the processor side, what is happening, that is considered as the micro operations. What are the changes that are getting reflected? What are the changes that are getting reflected inside the different registers of a processor while we are executing that same instruction? For example, add al comma bl. What is happening? What are the changes that are happening in the different registers of a processor? These are known as micro operations. A program is a set of instructions. An instruction requires set of tiny activities performed by processor are called as micro operations. So here the word tiny is repeated, right? Tiny activities. Why? Because there are many micro operations, right? So an instruction means what? A single instruction, right? It requires a set of small operations, small activities performed by the processor are called as micro operations, right? Now, to perform micro operations, we need control signals, right? As I have told you that to use your mobile phone, you need to charge your mobile phone, right? Maybe twice or maybe once a day. Why? Because if you want your device to run, it should be charged. In the similar fashion, if you want the instruction should be executed, the program should be executed, the software should be executed, at that particular case you will expect that your micro operations should be executed. Now your micro operations should be executed, it means that your micro operations should be provided with a control signals. If they are not provided with a control signals, they will not going to execute, they will not going to happen. So to perform micro operations, we will need a control signals, right? And those control signals are generated by the control unit. Now this is a simple diagram for the processor. Now with the help of this diagram, we will understand that what are the different micro operations. Now as you can observe with this diagram has a system bus. System bus is connected with a processor. System bus has three various buses. One bus is an address bus, another bus is a data bus, and the third bus is a control bus. It is connected with the processor, maybe with a unidirectional arrow or with a bidirectional arrow. Now with this address bus, we fetch the address of the information. With this data bus, we fetch the data. And with this control bus, we provide control signals. These are the important components of a processor, of a typical processor. The very important, two important components of the processor are, this is a control unit, this is a arithmetic and logical unit. Yeah, control unit generates the control signals, agreed. Apart from that, what does the control unit do? Because if I have an instruction add AL comma BL, what happens basically about executing that instruction? Fetching the instruction, decoding the instruction, and executing the instruction. These are the three basic steps that happens for executing an instruction, every single instruction. So fetching and decoding. Fetching means taking that instruction inside the processor. Decoding means understanding that binary pattern, whether it is add instruction or whether it is a register or whether it is some memory location. That is known as a fetching. Right. Sorry, decoding, understanding that what is that pattern is. So fetching, decoding happens inside the control unit and the execution part happens here inside the ALU, arithmetic and logical unit. Now, apart from that, what are the components that are basic and mainly required in the processor? They are memory address register. So this particular register, as you can observe here with this diagram, this is connected with a address bus. So what it will going to hold on or it will going to carry? It will going to contain the address of the information on which you want to work. Next, memory buffer register, right? So this particular register will store your information, right? So it is connected by the bidirectional arrow with a data bus, because data bus will going to carry your information and will going to put it inside the memory buffer register here. So this is about an address, this is about a data, right? Then with what the control signals are or the control bus is connected, it is connected with the control unit. General purpose registers like accumulator register, base register, count register, data register, which are required to perform basic operations. And there are program counter and instruction registers as important registers available inside the processor, because program counter always points at the next instruction to be executed. Because your program, let us say it is of 100 lines, right? All the 100 lines, if they are successfully executed, then your program will be executed, right? So how does the flow of the instruction goes from one to first instruction to second, second to third, third to fourth, fourth to nth, right? It happens with the help of a program counter, right? Then instruction register, it will going to hold the current instruction which is supposed to be executed. right? So now with the help of this diagram, we will understand what are the micro operations. See, the very first micro operation is PC goes to MAR, right? Program counter goes to MAR. These are the different T states which are mentioned here. The very first register that comes in the picture in the processor is program counter. So program counter points to the memory address register that whatever data we need for this operation, for that data you fetch the address first. So this is the first clock cycle, second clock cycle, third clock cycle, right? So very first micro operation, when some single instruction is getting executed, right, what happens? Let us consider the similar instruction, add al comma bl. So when we are adding al with the bl, right, what is happening in the background? The very first thing is PC goes to MAR, because we will need address first. We will need address first. If you know the address, then there is a possibility that you can take the data from that address. So what is the very first basic micro operation? PC goes to MAR. Now then, memory goes to MBR. This is in the second clock state, as you can see with this diagram. Memory goes to MBR means what? Memory have some data that we need to store inside the MBR. First of all, the PC will goes to MAR, because program counter will point at the first instruction to be executed. When it comes to getting the instruction, before getting the instruction, we need to get the address of that instruction, right? So very first basic micro operation is PC goes to MAR. PC goes to MAR. Then if you could found out the address, then the data, right, can be taken to the memory buffer register. So the data from the memory can be taken to the memory buffer register. So here you can observe in the second clock state what is happening. Instruction from the memory, of course, and the associated data is going to the MBR, memory buffer register, right? Now memory buffer register have some data here. Now it is giving it to instruction register, because instruction register will take the first instruction and the associated data to be executed. So in the third micro operation, what we will going to perform is MBR goes to IR. MBR goes to IR. This is the clock state 3, T3, T1, T2, T3. So what is the sequence of micro operations that we have just learned? PC goes to MAR, PC goes to MAR, MAR find out the address through the address line from the memory. Once the address is got, right, if we got the address, then from that address we can take the data. So memory, right, means the data from the memory goes to MBR. This is the second micro operation happening in the T2 clock state, and then MBR goes to IR, right? And at the same time, one more thing is happening, that is the program counter is getting incremented by 1, because the program counter needs to point at the second instruction. So quickly understand about what are the micro operations that are happening in the first clock state. PC goes to MAR, memory goes to MBR, MBR goes to IR in the third clock state, and at the same time the program counter is getting incremented. So these are known as micro operations inside the control unit.